Did Jerome Powell just cancel the Bitcoin bull market? My God, the chaos is on the blockchain today, folks. People are getting liquidated. Heads are falling off. And I sold a bird to a blind kid. But all this in the light of me printing another $1,000 on a disgusting trade that I put in last night that actually hit its take profit while I was sleeping. So now I'm snooping around for the next big bag to build. Also, we have a potential government shutdown, it looks like, coming up on Friday this week. Things are moving fast. That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. That's
My
nuts.
God.
It's going to be crazy.
Jesus, Murphy. I guess Kelly had a shorter show, but we're here to absorb you guys. We're here for you.
Always.
I ran the Discover Crypto show this morning, too. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff, a lot of news, and I have my usual, what is this? Look at how many tabs I have. Look at this.
Holy, that's more than yesterday.
But we're going to get through all of it here and more because we have a special guest from Sentiment, channel partner, joining us to talk about the next steps in development. But also, we got to hammer the surveys and see if we can break that system while it's in testnet, folks. I will be pulling the link up here. Don't need to necessarily hop into this yet, but I want to save the links for both the Sentiment survey and the Discord so we can see if we can help this company figure out what's, if anything, is wrong with the testnet that's going on right now. And here in the blockchain basement, we love breaking things. So join me in this battle. Now, if you're not already following me, make sure that you are following. I don't have the tab up here right now, but it is at Druth Crypto. You can go here. And right there at Druth Crypto, the account is starting to blow up, actually. I think it was this Chainlink video. This thing is at like 23,000 views. Do I buy Aerodrome now? That is definitely on my mind. That is on my mind of a potential grab for another $1,000. We're going to be looking at that, Waka. We're at like $1.70. I was hoping for $1.50. If we're near $1.50, I'll take a look at the chart. I was feeling like $1.50 would be a good spot. But also make sure you're following Isaac. You know, he was a little under the weather this morning.
Why did I do that? I almost died yesterday.
Yeah, I'm glad you're alive.
I had a reaction to my medicine last night. And I was like...
not the brown medicine, right?
No, not the brown medicine.
Okay. Was it the white medicine?
Yeah, it was white medicine.
Okay. Isaac Does Crypto at Twitter.
That's me.
That's where you can keep up with all of his allergic reactions. And I'm just glad you're okay, buddy.
I'm alive.
I'm just glad you're okay.
We made it.
Last night was kind of crazy, though. Here's the trade I did. I woke up with Kosh eyes. This is my reaction first thing in the morning, you guys. I am a psychopath trading those dips, and I caught an entry on Bitcoin at $98,863. Move my face out of the way. You can see it is closed. I closed the position with a take profit level, closing 100% of the position at $102,551. Now it's getting interesting. I'm seeing if we can get a liquidity wash to the downside. We may as well, now that I'm talking about it, everyone's wondering, are we going to keep going down? Let's go to CoinGlass, check out where these liquidation levels are sitting, because boy, howdy, did that take profit work out like a charm for me, and really just got a new pep in my step from seeing that trade hit like it did. It does look indeed like this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait. I'm going to be patient AF. If the price decides to take off from where it's at right now, fine. But I am going to exercise extreme patience because $98,776. There will be nearly $50 million of longs liquidated should the price pull back down to that level. And boy, howdy do I think we have the capability of doing so. Also, wanted to highlight this. Nick Diamond Nuts Demandi dropped me this right before we went live. But this plays into really what my thoughts are on the market and what I think is happening right here. So we'll go ahead. Yeah, there we go. Bitcoin repeating the December playbook from last year. Liquidate the late longs, liquidate the late shorts, and pump to new all-time highs. Imagine the smell. This is highlighting the Bitcoin December 2023 movement. Right there, you get a gigantic death wick and then a major pump. Where we are sitting right now, we've just had the death wick. We're pumping up, basically building kind of a similar pattern here. Now we need to stay cognizant that we could be testing the 90s, the mid-90s range with another major pullback on Bitcoin, shaking all of the degens off of the boat before it takes off to new heights here. So just keep that in mind. Stay based on it. And in this trade, I'll kind of go through my thought process on it. What I did was I was looking for this bottom, catch the fallen knife over and over again. But what I do is I'd put the long in at the bottom of, said wick of a deep pullback where I'd see a green dot and the overall momentum to the extreme downside with a green dot. I'd put the long in and then I'd set the stop loss in enough profit to cover the fee, right? So it wicked me out and hit that stop loss 3 times and gave me my fee money back each single time. And then I finally saw it do the final washout on the liquidity levels right here. It was sitting at around 98 or it was at 98,800. We don't really have that. It's still kind of showing here. It just kind of repeated it. But that's my process on it. Just staying safe with the trades. I was able to sleep well, woke up to a whole new bag of the Federal Reserve of the Druth. Printing more money. Boy, howdy, Druth. And shout out to everyone in the chat here. We got Veteran Crypto, Benny Blue Eyes, C90FTW, Granny's Garden, Ready to Hit Hot Fire, Bad Fox, Stacy Loomis, not Stacy Loomis. Cynthia Loomis is on my mind. That's the problem with it.
That's
she's taken all of my mind share.
I don't blame
Jai
you.
Monroe just put $1,000 on Pepe. Chaotic move. Probably gonna pump though. Pump my bags. Fink. And Rowan Films. Oh my God, it's Bobby. Rowan Films up in the chat. Nicole Ministator. Good to see you, bro. And Munchimus down there. So let's get into all the stories here. We got a lot of stuff, a lot of ground to cover. This was the comments from Federal Reserve Chair Powell. Now, he was in conversation in the FOMC meeting, and someone asked him about Bitcoin.
Assets that have been buoyant. Do you see any value or benefit in the U.S. government building a reserve of Bitcoin?
We're not allowed to own Bitcoin. The Federal Reserve Act says what we can own, and we're not looking for a law change. That's the kind of thing for Congress to consider, but we are not looking for a law change at the.
He's not looking for a law change, and as it sits right now, the Federal Reserve is not allowed by their law to own any Bitcoin. Now, there is extreme nuance to this conversation. Now, it begins, the Federal Reserve really can't have any changes done to it unless it's through Congress. And beyond that, Congress doesn't have the ability necessarily to even audit the Federal Reserve. It's all or nothing. Either Congress gives a continual go-ahead for the Federal Reserve to operate, or Congress shuts it down. There is no ability for congressional leadership to actually pull back the curtain of the Federal Reserve as things sit currently. But I have a video coming out at 5 p.m. today that's going to dive into really the nuance behind how this Bitcoin Act can even happen in reference to the conversation that Jay Powell just had. He made those comments, and last night fireworks took off on the S&P and on Bitcoin. Here's the Kobayashi letter highlighting the S&P 500 falling sharply after the Fed cut rates by 25 basis points but raises inflation forecast. Now, the larger markets really reacted bad in this highlight here for the inflation forecast, and this is the stagflationary path that I keep highlighting. 70s to 80s, looking a lot like our current situation, folks. And in my account, if history does repeat, inflation is going to skyrocket about halfway through 2025. Then you're going to end up in 2026 with mortgage rates in the 10 to 15% level because the Federal Reserve is going to have to constrict even tighter than we saw them do over the last half a year. The Fed reduced their outlook from 3 to 2 rate cuts in 2025 and raised inflation expectations from 2.1% to 2.5%, highlighting inflation is back. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about. No, I don't think that these metrics and Wall Street freaking out about it's going to stop our bull market. But what I do think is that there's going to be an extreme increase in the cost of taking out mortgages on homes. The Federal Reserve is going to have to keep interest rates higher for longer once inflation is really realized it's not going anywhere and it's continually getting out of control. Now, on Bitcoin side, Michael Saylor highlighting 5 consecutive days of inflows for the Bitcoin ETFs. At the end of today, we're going to have a total daily net inflow to see if this record can be broken. But currently, we have 15 consecutive days of inflows for the Bitcoin ETFs. Things up till that point looking pretty juicy. And if I have to be a betting man, I think BlackRock is probably still buying. But we're going to see outflows from Grayscale. We're going to see outflows from ARK Invest. I was looking at those ETFs and the statistics behind them and their inflows and outflows late last night, and it did really look like there was a flow out of the smaller organizations. Good morning, Granny's Garden.
Good morning.
Paying cash for real estate investments, veteran crypto with the big brain, and that's the move here. It's we make a lot of cash, fiat currency, out of this bull market in 2025. We use that cash to buy homes. Because guess what happens when the interest rate jackknifes on a home? They have to lower the price down just a bit, right? Because people can't afford to even talk about it happening if the interest rate and the price are exorbitantly high. It's usually either one or the other. So with that being said, I am hammering into real estate, just as veteran crypto said, with cash. That is the move, in my opinion. Michael Saylor is now being rumored to be potentially able to advise the U.S. President Donald Trump on crypto policy and crypto regulations. This would be absolutely huge. Very, very bullish on this. Michael Saylor, a lot of people say, oh, he's going to crash the world. He's going to die and burn in flames. These are the people that just cannot stand watching Bitcoin continually rise. They cannot stand seeing the increase of value as something that honestly doesn't make a lot of sense to the people from the outside looking in. They don't understand that data is the new gold. They don't understand the important shift that just happened in society on a macro scale, that our economy is now largely digital. They do not understand these things, and they probably will not understand them until it's too late. So with that being said, I am excited about the approach of Michael Saylor making his way into the larger kind of macro policymakers, Trump, but even Wall Street organizations like that. We saw the vote from Microsoft. They turned it down, but I bet you that vote's going to come back up in a few years after we breach $250,000. I would bet my bottom dollar on that. Now, publicly traded Hut 8 just bought nearly 1,000 Bitcoin for $100 million. This is another highlight of NASDAQ-listed companies hammering into Bitcoin as a backing for their own publicly traded firms. And El Salvador secures $3.5 billion from the IMF in a financing package over agreeing to make accepting Bitcoin voluntary and unwind its Chivo wallet. Okay, so we see a little bit of loosening of hardcore Bitcoin maximalist, kind of policy out of El Salvador. In return, the IMF is giving El Salvador $3.5 billion. Jeez. Now, if I'm a bet man, which you know I am, I think that El Salvador, Nayib Bukele's probably going to use about half of this to buy Bitcoin for the strategic reserve of El Salvador, which is being conversated right now in tandem with the fact that they're kind of redoing their approach to the legal reforms within the country so that it can unwind its Chivo wallet and make the Bitcoin transaction voluntary, not required, but voluntary. And that little tiny movement gave the IMF, the biggest gangster on the planet in terms of money, the incentive to try to pay him off to keep the party going. But guess what? They're just going to go buy more Bitcoin with it. Sucks to suck. Now, Bitcoin on track with global money M2 money supply. This, as DZ was talking about, has that 70-day lag with two scenarios: dislocate from the global M2 thanks to the Bitcoin native buy side, or continue following in a deep mid-cycle correction. Now, this, you have to keep in context what I just showed you with the inflation and the pressures on the Federal Reserve that do look like they're coming back up in the middle of 2025. They're already there for China. The pressures on the Central Bank of China are already there through the losses on their commercial real estate side. We have, yes, losses on our side as well, but monetary easing is not going to be avoided. In my opinion, they're not going to be able to avoid quantitative easing in the time frame of 2025. In this global M2 money supply Bitcoin parity, this likely is going to end up being that moment where we see Bitcoin rise to about 3/4 of the way through the fib, up to around 120, 130, and then slam all the way back down into the mid-90s, maybe $100,000 to prove that point as support before we can move on up from there. It's just what's happened in Bitcoin's history. I don't make the rules. I just talk about what's going on here. Here we are, this major sell-off creating a red candle currently. And if, I'm going to say it again, this one, it's going to print green. I know people think I'm nuts. It's going to print green. I'm not going to be looking for a nasty big red one until we get up into this range, about the 120, 130 spot. And there's a reason for that. It's just historical context on how things move. Fibonacci is an incredible kind of organic way that money flows. It's an ebb and flow. We make it about 3/4 of the way up on a wick, a short-lived wick, and then slam all the way back down to the originating point of this sequence. This M2 money supply that I just showed you on the last graph here, this pullback that is seen already on the M2, I think will be felt on Bitcoin as well, but I think the timing is a little differently. I think it's going to actually be felt later on into kind of the end of January. I think we'll see that. What you got, Isaac?
But on the trading side of it, I'm looking for a possible double bottom here.
Are you really?
With the 99.45 level.
Where are we at here?
I can pull it up if you want me to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
pop your screen up. What do you? Yeah. Oh yeah, I like this.
For a double bottom here. I'm gonna push this over because
God,
MACD,
we do it?
Or the RSI on the 5 minute is going lower. 15 minute still pretty low, but a flat line.
It's tantalizing.
1 minute, everything's kind of down. So I'm looking for this double bottom opportunity to get a nice little long end at 99.4.
You're a creature of chaos.
Thank you.
I love it. What are we looking at on the liquidation side? Are these longs? You got to keep in mind, you got to keep refreshing and looking at this liquidation because these change very quickly.
Yeah, 98.
Currently sitting there at 98,776. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be patient. You may do that. Just put your stop loss tight, right?
Yeah.
Put your stop loss tight. Now, what do we have on this government shutdown conversation? Let's look at it. Senator Rand Paul announces he will delay the passage of a massive omnibus bill, a spending bill, if it clears the House, potentially leading to a government shutdown if not passed by Friday. Here is Rand Paul in all of his glory, getting ready to send a giant FU to these assholes that are trying to push a bill through that honestly is massive. This is a lot of information for lawmakers to soak in a very short amount of time. It's put a time constraint on it. Pull down my screen here real quick, Isaac. I want to go find a story that relates to this veteran crypto highlighted for me right before I went to the studio here. Wish it would actually show it correct. Here we go. So this from Rothmus, veteran crypto, highlighted this for me here. And we've talked about this slightly, but I don't think people understand the implications. Elon Musk says that Grok will soon be able to read entire omnibus bills for Congress to make and summarize, make summaries for Congress and give this information so politicians can't hide stuff from us. This would be information that would be available to the general public, and they wouldn't be able to shove these gigantic stacks of information through. And in the 9,000th page, there's, $80 billion to turn the frogs gay, say. We can actually find those things highlighted first and foremost. Gabby needs a mentor. I'm trying to be a mentor for everyone. I don't know what does that include?
I don't know.
What does that include?
What are you charging, Drew?
I mean, I can't charge you. I don't charge you anything.
mentor.
Become a member of the channel. I feel like I give you guys everything I can. Become a member of the channel, and give me direct questions. I am going to try to get to some specific questions in the show here today, but we also have David from Sentiment coming up. So we'll see if we can get to everything today. But I do plan on pulling questions directly from the OG Discord. And we're talking about this government shutdown potentiality. We have Maxwell Alejandro Frost coming out, being frosty, being salty about the situation. And just like that, a Republican unelected co-president, Elon Musk, has killed a bill that would keep the government from shutting down on Friday. All he had to do was make a few social media posts. Oh, shut the hell up. You just need to make a couple social media posts so we can push forward this overexpenditure of your tax dollars. That's all you need to do. I mean, I know violence is illegal usually, but how did we end up here? Was it the lack of right wing? Because how the country was formed was the prosperity of right wing.
It's definitely the lack of the right side.
Is that how we ended up here?
That's how we ended up here, because while all this BS was going on with Kamala Harris, you only heard about the left. You didn't hear about any. Everyone would just trash the right, but the right wasn't standing up and doing nothing. So we
makes you wonder, right?
It does. It does. Like, what was going on?
Now, this is the comment that this Mr. Frost is all salty about. Your elected representatives have heard you, and now the terrible bill is dead. The voice of the people has triumphed, talking about this idiotic bill that's spending all of our dollars for things that we do not need. And here is J.D. Vance's comment on the situation. One of the most base people we could have leading the country. This is going to be our next vice president. A statement from President Donald Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance. The most foolish and inept thing ever done by congressional Republicans was allowing our country to hit a debt ceiling in 2025. It was a mistake, and now is something that must be addressed. Isn't that funny? When they did this debt ceiling, this is exactly what I said was going to happen.
I know.
They're going to put the debt ceiling there, and they're going to push it back to 2025. They're going to realize they can't steal the election. Trump's going to win in a landslide, and then they're going to hand him a steaming pile of shit. Because now, by law, they don't have to look at the deficit until 2025 by laws that they made during the presidency of Biden. This is the stuff that we're talking about here.
And people called you crazy for saying all that.
I know they did.
And then here we are. Just look at it.
I know
it's right there in front of your face.
It's so crazy. Meanwhile, Congress is considering a spending bill that would give a sweetheart provision for government censors for Liz Cheney. God bless her. The bill would make it easier to hide the records of the corrupt January 6th committee, which accomplished nothing for the American people and hid security failures that happened that day. This bill would also give Congress a pay increase. While many Americans are literally struggling this Christmas, increasing the debt ceiling is not great, but we'd rather do it on Biden's watch. If the Democrats won't cooperate on the debt ceiling now, what makes anyone think that they would do it in June during our administration? Excellent point. Excellent point right there. What makes you think that they wouldn't stop this thing when Trump's organization is in control, right? That is such a good point. Let's have this debate now, and we should pass a streamlined spending bill that doesn't give Chuck Schumer and Democrats everything that they want. Republicans want to support our farmers, pay for disaster relief, and set a country up for success in 2025. And the only way to do it is with a temporary funding bill without Democrat giveaways combined with an increase in the debt ceiling. Anything else is a betrayal for the country. This is so crazy to see it happening. And honestly, the debt ceiling continually going up, it happens to Republicans and Democrats. Why? Because we have a private Federal Reserve, a private organization called the Federal Reserve that is in charge of how much money is printed that the government operates around. Okay, the original movements and armies of government were created to control resources and capital flow there within. Guess what? We are at a situation for the last 110 years where we've had an unconstitutional organization, the Federal Reserve, in the driver's seat and our government playing second fiddle. This has got to stop.
Truth bombs.
Holy God.
Holy moly. That was a lot of information. Make sure everybody soaks that in. Replay this if you have to.
Oh, my God.
That was a lot.
But meantime, looks like Putin's looking for a call from Donald Trump. Trump has my number. Call me anytime, boo. I don't know when we meet because he doesn't say anything about this. I have not spoken to him for more than 4 years. Open for anytime. Open for meeting or summit. Now, I don't know why I sounded North Korean there, but sounds like Putin is open for conversation. I'm about it. Hopefully we can walk our way out of World War III because that'd be great. In Germany, the police are disarming elderly German women so that they are helpless when attacked by fake refugees. German police in Christmas markets confiscating knives of German grandmothers who carry them to defend themselves from fake asylum seekers. Now Germany is a safer place because Grandma Irma doesn't have a knife to defend herself from being attacked and beat over the head, right? That's such a safe situation. Man, weapons laws really seem to work, right? This is the crazy thing about it, is they make weapon laws to enforce upon the entire population in response to a very minute portion of the population who's already committing crimes. Okay, so they're basically just making you a victim. They don't stop anything from happening. And if a criminal's going to go do criminal things, they're going to find a way to do it regardless. This is kind of a crazy side note story. A freight train crashed into a semi-truck. Look at this. We're going to have to watch this. Hold on. I don't know how loud this is going to be. Let's maybe go here. All right. look at the This thing took out a building. It took out a building.
Right in front of the museum. What a mess, dude. Took out this trunk right here. Oh, pobrecito.
I just thought this was absolutely crazy, man.
Jesus.
I thought this was totally crazy to see a train hit a giant like tube type structure thing. Look at this. The tube structure went through a freaking building.
Jeez.
It looks like so. Hopefully everyone's okay there. Hopefully we have less train derailments in the future. My God.
Oh, I'm about to get this wick, baby.
Oh, what?
Oh, I'm about to get this wick on this train.
Oh, show me your screen.
Yeah, here, I'm
show me
gonna
your screen.
it up. It's close. It's close. It's about to hit this double bottom. The
You're going in, huh?
The liquidation though, it did
Dude,
turn a
it's
little
right
green.
above it, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty close. It did go a little green.
You're playing a dangerous game.
I'm playing a very dangerous game, and I love every second of it.
All right, well, here's the deal. So let's say you do hop in the trade when it, wicks down or whatever. Just put your stop loss tight,
Very tight.
Keep a tight stop loss. You can lose a little and be fine. But if you set your stop loss, then you don't really have to worry about the trade. And I've learned that if you just have a solid thesis, you set your stop loss at the appropriate level, you can walk away, live in ease, and then you wake up and all of a sudden you have a new pile of money. Okay.
New house right there.
Speaking of pile of monies, they might print some to stop this next state of emergency situation. California Governor Gavin Newsom declares a state of emergency over the H5N1 bird flu, trying to roll it out, trying to stop the bird flu from escaping their grasp, trying to play the fear card. Not going to work on me. Well, yesterday, the Bank of Japan decided to not raise rates. That's great. That did not cause another Japanese yen carry trade situation. It looks like they're going to be able to cook their books further on. Isaac, I know you're excited about your trade. It's just,
I'm being very careful.
Just wait for the liquidation level.
I know. I'm looking at all the maps right now. That's great.
Now, here we have the Fed interest rate were cut by 25 base points, which is exactly what 97% of the market participants wanted. But still, the S&P just posted its largest post-Fed drop since March of 2020. This is insane. The largest drop since March of 2020, erasing $1.8 trillion of market cap. And it's all because they know inflation's coming back. I could show you a whole bunch of piles of information, but I already consolidated all this information into a digestible format earlier on in the show, and I'm not going to do it. Here's what's going to go on, though. I can't believe Janet Yellen just said this.
Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1.3 trillion market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
I can't believe she just said that.
Not AI.
Unbelievable. What is going on in the house of the government right now? My God, someone stop that woman. We have just high volatility for VIX. We talked about this on the Discover Crypto show, but in case anyone didn't see, today was the second largest one-day VIX spike ever. During the other 5 largest one-day VIX spikes, this is the volatility index, the SPX was higher 1 month later, 5 out of 5 times. So keeping that in mind, extreme volatility is what we need to see this market bounce. Dow Jones Industrial Average closed down for the 10th day in a row, though, and it is on its longest losing streak since 1974. Seen a lot of historical things happen, and this is basically where, at large, we're probably going to see pretty good haircuts on NASDAQ. They're going to be shocked when Bitcoin falls down to $90,000, and that's the new level, and then starts cooking on up from there. It's just the nature of the beast here. And the market is freaking out about NVIDIA. They're looking at that video. Remember the Jetson Nano?
Yeah.
It's a $250 computer that will change AI forever. It's called the Jetson Nano, a tiny device that can run AI models locally. This means that AI can run without connecting to a cloud, and it's about to spark the biggest tech battle of our time. I completely agree with this. This is like a brain chip for AI operating independently. Crypto Steve-O, some great thoughts before we get into our interview with Sentiment. Just some great thoughts about altcoins, how to approach. I really, really appreciate Crypto Steve-O's work. I think he has some great picks. We don't agree on everything, but here's this comment from him. Crypto friends, We weren't born with crypto knowledge. We were all noobs once. I've made several mistakes over the years, and I think I've learned from them. Here are a few mistakes I'm seeing noobs make right now. Being impatient, freaking out the minute their coins go into the red, getting stuck in confirmation bias circles. They hear a token is awesome from more than one social media influencer, so they buy it and marry it and refuse to hear anything negative about it. Okay, this is a massive, massive mistake. Take the alternative viewpoints of any project that you're holding. Please, next to no research on their own being done. Big no-no. Do tons of your own research, you guys. They say do your own research and people kind of get tired of it. It's serious stuff. I know, Isaac. Confusing a good project with good investment and why. This got me for almost a year. Even see YouTube talking heads today who don't understand this one. Don't confuse a good project with being a good investment. You can have incredible projects that just don't have the price appreciation action that you're looking for out of a good investment. There's a difference. And if you don't see those, that's not my fault. You know, you have to look at really how much money, how much velocity does this project has beyond all of the ethical kind of, privacy things that you love. This is to be said for Monero, for a lot of really great crypto projects that just didn't go anywhere. They didn't have the juice, and you got to be honest with it. So, without further ado, let's bring David on. I'm almost right on time. Mr. David, how you doing? I just ran a marathon of news. Oh, my God. I see you have a beautiful backdrop. Thank you for joining me.
Appreciate it. Yeah, you're doing a great job here this morning. Really loving the information that you're sharing with your group there. So really good stuff. I'm definitely informed. That's for sure.
I try my best. I know it's a little bit fast, but I try to cover everything. David, you've been a great channel partner. You're in the development phase and in the testnet phase for Sentiment, and I've given my opinions about what it's looked like to me. And, I will be posting in the chat a pinned comment to join the Discord for Sentiment. We are getting involved with the testnet. And I want to see if our community has the ability to break the system that you're trying to build in the background. But if you can, I want to give you the floor and give these people a good mind's eye of exactly what Sentiment aims to do.
So just a quick little blurb, nothing too crazy. We'll have plenty of opportunity to really get into the weeds of the discussion. But I think, for just everybody who's listening for our first time and trying to understand what sentiment is, if we think about it, we are bombarded on a daily basis, things around like polls and surveys, and we're constantly just giving our thoughts and opinions out there. And in reality, we're getting nothing in return because if these solutions that are currently available and nobody actually provides that input, those companies actually would go under. And so we're seeing a shift in that evolution of current survey systems and poll solutions that are in the market. And we know as time goes on, the Web3 narrative is going to become a lot more broader. And we're just timing the market in the sense that we know that we're right at the cusp of where users are really going to want to have data, but they want to make sure that the data that's being collected is actually real data. If you go on Twitter, for example, I can create 100 email accounts. Bots can do the same. And in there, they can actually manipulate the actual outcomes of certain data collections around polls and surveys, things like that. So what we're going to do is just encompass some of the emergent tech that I think we're all becoming more familiar with, which is things around like blockchain for record keeping, biometrics for verification, which will circumvent the bots, and civil resistance, and then Web3 for that data monetization and data ownership there as well. So that's us in a nutshell. We have a lot of other great things that are coming down the pipe. We're going to have a marketplace that's really going to have the opportunity where people can buy and sell data. And obviously this will provide royalties for folks that participate within our ecosystem to constantly get rewards in perpetuity as long as people are constantly buying that data and keep adding to the data set over time.
Absolutely. And this concept, when I first started learning about it, it's almost like Brave Browser's approach. But one of my main things in crypto is having that kind of control of my data, control of my financial data being Bitcoin and cold storage. But then Brave Browser had this interesting approach where the advertisers had to pay me to show me different products that they already, they could get a kind of a vibe that I was interested in. And what I've seen so far, I saw you guys at the DAG hackathon originally. That's kind of where I kind of noticed you first. Are you built around the DAG ecosystem as far as the originating blockchain that you're building out?
So yeah, so I originally came from the DAG ecosystem. Actually, I was part of their flight program, their incubator program. So I am an alumni to the DAG ecosystem. We also participated in a more recent Constellation hackathon there as well, and so we were winners of that. And so, to kind of get our foot into the door, what we're actually doing, and we're hedging a bet on base chain, just to kind of kick things off. If we're thinking about it from the SEC standpoint, and Brian Armstrong with Coinbase, once that I think starts to loosens his grip, I think obviously we're going to see the floodgates open to that ecosystem. But in addition, we see a lot of opportunity with Constellation and what they're doing within the government. They're with the DoD and the U.S. Air Force and what have you. But we're timing that a little bit down the road, but we are working with them behind the scenes, and we're going to continue to evolve that relationship as we continue to improve our application and go to mainnet.
Love it. And I love the highlight. I mean, you're right in line with my thing in that base chain and Brian Armstrong's work from Coinbase on the Hill. We've seen him in direct, very open conversations with regulators for years now. And on top of that, seeing the aim at Binance taken from the Department of Justice kind of gave me the hint that this was base chain's season, essentially. So when I think about, what sentiment, you go in, we have a survey that I pinned in the comments section. It's the third survey we've done so far, but I want to make sure you can explain to people what happens when they click the link and go into the actual survey process. What info are they having to give up? What are they answering? What wallets do they need to connect? Just give them the whole kind of rundown of the process, if you.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely want to make this very simple for our beta testers, and we do appreciate the 50 beta testers that we've had thus far. Everybody who's been testing, giving feedback, and really helping our mission come true to empower individuals, own their data, and earn from their data. On top of that, so what Drew was just mentioning, there's a couple ways that you can interact with our application. One can be handled directly through a QR code, and this is really great for our partners like Blockchain Basement, where they can flash a QR code, everybody can pull out their phone, scan it. Think about the Coinbase advertisement about 2 or 3 Super Bowls ago, where everybody pulled out their phone and scanned that QR code to win some Bitcoin. Same sort of type of use case here, but in this case, we'll get you right into the application. And since we're in beta testing still, in the coming weeks, we'll move out of that and we'll make things a little bit more easy. But really what we want you to do is once you get to our web-based application is just connect a wallet. We're going to make sure we capture your biometrics, and that's to make sure that we prevent any fraud or data manipulation. And this is when we do rewards, we're making sure that folks who want to participate within this the survey or poll, that they can't come in and try to do it 2 or 3 times in a row. Think about like the Uniswap airdrop that they did when they first launched. Everybody created wallets. They just capitalize on just taking a big amount of that rewards. And in this way, we're trying to make sure it's fair for everybody who participates. But those biometrics, I want to let everybody know, we are not having a database of that information. We do not become a honeypot for some bad actor to come in and actually take that information. All the biometrics is doing is going to stay local directly within your wallet. And so nobody can actually utilize that to their advantage. So we've really thought about this from an arena or a lens from, keeping everybody's information anonymous, but at the same time, getting the valuable information that brands and partners will ultimately be seeking because we can ensure it's actually real individuals. But again, once you do the wallet, once you do the biometrics, all you have to do, just like any other survey or poll, is just participate. In the end, you get some rewards kicked back over to you. Again, right now, test environment. So we have test tokens. In the future, there'll be real tokens, and so you can earn from that.
I absolutely love that approach. Honestly, weeding out, K-Jam says it too, weeding out the scammers and the people that are just harvesting a bunch of different wallets to get as much of the airdrop or whatever is included with the rollout of a blockchain as possible. It really screws up the metrics for how many true users you have. So that makes perfect sense. And you mentioned some big rollouts over the next few weeks. Are you at? Can we hear about them? I don't know what you're bringing up here, but I mean, are you guys going live in a couple of weeks, or what's looking like?
That's the goal. We
Okay.
have a couple things we can't talk about, but what we're trying to do is just trying to really get our product out there and really get it battle tested for this next bull run, and we're so close. So what we're looking here in the coming weeks is to push this to mainnet. We'll do a token event in early 2025, so keep a lookout for more information on that. We have a lot of good partnerships lined up, and we even have some that we can't talk about yet that is going to be quite impressive, and I think is really going to help things out in the future for us.
Man, I can tell by the smile on your face there's some big stuff coming. All right, I like it, man. Well, thank you very, very much for coming and explaining from your, the development side what is going on at Sentiment. Honestly, when I first heard about this project, I felt very strong about not only the timing, but also about the idea of being paid for my data, similar to how we've experienced in projects past. You're building towards base chain, which is something that I think is going to absolutely explode this bull market, even beyond what we've already seen, but also building off of that launch point of the data security design of the DAG ecosystem. So I think you got a lot of good things going on for you. And if you can, give us a call to action. What can our viewers do first and foremost now? I just dropped a link for the Discord in our chat. But we also have pinned in the comment section a link to this third survey. But what's the call to action you want to give our viewers here?
Yeah, so if anybody really enjoyed what we were just talking about here, the link that Drew is sharing is to our Discord. If you get in there, just say hello. We'll make sure we'll give you access to our beta testing channel, and then we'll make sure we'll provide you any sort of instructions to participate directly within that. As I mentioned, in the coming weeks, we'll be going to mainnet, and we would love to have you involved in that endeavor as well. So we'll make sure to provide you some additional information. But for now, just jump into the Discord. We'll have a group of folks ready to answer any immediate questions that you have, and we'll make sure we'll point you in the right direction for now.
Absolutely love it, man. Well, David, you seem like my kind of people. I see your flag. I see the Liberty Safe. Very nice choice, by the way. Thank you for supporting our channel and my community, myself. I'm going to be supporting you all the way. I want to see this thing go all the way. I'm happy to be part of a testnet. We were in on the testnet of SWE. That didn't go bad. And I really think that, being involved with trying to break the systems as they're being built before they roll out is a super useful way for a success in the long term. So I think you got a pretty cool thing going for you, brother. But I'll make sure if you're watching this show after we're live, all of these links for the Discord and the third survey and the Give Sentiment website in the description of this video. David, appreciate your time here, brother. And I'll be seeing you soon.
Appreciate it as well. Take care.
Absolutely. Take care. God, that guy's cool, man.
That's pretty cool. I like what you got going on.
All right. Well, yeah, we got a lot. I mean, we're covering a lot of ground. Did you enter your long while I was talking?
I did, and then I put my stop loss real tight, and I got hit almost immediately. Almost immediately.
We didn't hit the liquidation levels.
We did hit the liquidity.
Let me see your screen. No, we didn't.
Right.
False.
Don't false me. Look at that.
False.
I grabbed the liquidity right there. Look at it, Drew.
No, but look, pull up my screen. It's different.
All right.
What are you even looking at? How do you have different liquidation levels in?
Because I'm using BitGet. I'm looking at all of the
you're looking
ones.
at BitGet. I'm just going by Binance, dude. Because this is where the most of it happens. It's 98.746 still.
And it's about to grab it again. So
yeah, well, I'm going to do it at 98.75. How about that?
That's fair.
But let's keep moving on. We got a lot of stories, a lot of ground to cover. God, I'll see if I can catch this trade while I'm speaking. But here's Tech Dev talking about altcoins and expansion not being in a straight line. All right, so what we have here, failure to communicate. No, I'm just kidding. It is a highlight on all of the different total market cap movements for the crypto projects, excluding the top 10. Okay. And really, we are in the yellow zone here where we're trying to come up to a consolidation point. This is where we're experiencing a lot of chop, a couple 10, 20% pullbacks, coins finding their new levels of support before being able to move on the way up. TechDev is a great kind of macro altcoin data account to follow. And this is veteran crypto bullshit and bourbon printed money on the Aerodrome ecosystem. Me, Vet, and Blockchain Report released videos on how to stake and add liquidity to the Aerodrome ecosystem. He's earning up $5,000 in a month, but he came across a mystery $5,300 worth of Aerodrome in his wallet. Aerodrome Flight School rewards. Absolutely crazy. Aerodrome just keeps getting better. Highlighting this, and I do believe he had to have a minimum of about 2,500 tokens in there to earn the Aerodrome Flight School stamp. But I mean, it's printing, guys. I'm super excited. I haven't had time to do all the adding of my tokens to the liquidity pool, but I do plan on doing that this weekend. And I honestly feel like buying more Aerodrome at these levels personally. Now, Eleanor Tourette syndrome. At a meeting with staffers for the SEC government commissioners Hester Pierce and Mark Ueda this week, the Digital Chambers Token Alliance, including denouncing the 2018 Hinman speech as a day one priority for the corporation finance division. This is so damn important. This Hinman speech has confused the shit out of regulators. It has caused a lot of problems with moving innovation into America for crypto development. And I cannot wait to see this redacted here because it has caused some seriously muddy waters. And we've lost a lot of really great companies to other countries that are have a more open regulatory environment. And speaking of which, this is from Jesse at Jesse Pollock talking about you can now pay contractors on chain powered by Stripe, USDC, and Base. You can pay your contractors in stable coins through remote. Thrilled to collaborate with Stripe in bringing your business easy, secure, near instant payments globally. This is a major threat to fiat currencies right here. Because think about how many contractors there are that are getting paid out of America and they say live in India and they make, videos or they do some sort of website design and they're getting paid through fiat currency avenues. Now they see this competitor. The future, honestly, the CBDC that we're all wondering and what's it going to look like, we're looking at it. It's USDC in conglomeration with Base Chain. It's going to interoperate with the rest of the world at a point. They're going to have to get into it. And it's just the way it is. Now, Coinbase Developer Pro platform here, rolling out AI is unlocking crypto's potential and breaking barriers of on-chain development. The team witnessed firsthand at this year's ETH Global in Bangkok and ETH India hackathons. Now, this, if you click into this, I may as well. Where should I do this? How do I post this on? Do I just repost it?
Yeah, you can just repost it.
Fine. I'll repost it.
Okay.
Now, we'll click into this. And it gives some pretty interesting insights. The main thing here is innovations are at an intersection of crypto and AI, and they're breaking barriers of on-chain development. Recent Ethereum hackathons in Thailand and India showcased how these technologies are simplifying the complex workflow and the barriers, making advanced blockchain applications more accessible and intuitive for users. They're finding that AI applications are smoothing out the development process for some of the most complex crypto projects that we could have imagined. This is honestly going to hyper accelerate cryptocurrency development across the world. What we talk about with AI learns at an exponential rate, well, guess what? It's turning into a system that's starting to automate and develop at an exponential rate, and the development of the next future of money and the internet is happening before our eyes. We are early adopters. You guys, if you're watching this show, you are an early adopter. Vast majority of the rest of the world does not know what's coming for them, and you guys are going to be ahead of the bill. But someone that's not ahead of the bill is Vitalik Buterin. This is a snapshot of what he will look like when Ethereum finally crosses $5,000. My God.
Very, very accurate.
Now, this is the question. Is Ethereum going to hit $5,000 this year? Is it?
Not this year. Maybe
You don't think so?
next
Me
year.
neither. Very sad.
I don't know. When do you think is even going to get close to 7,000? Until late next year?
7,000 I could see around like the summertime of 2025. Probably within this year, I'm still of the opinion that December 23rd is when we see, oh my God, we just got the liquidity washout down to the $98,500 level. Oh my God, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? I did it too.
All right. Now, Ethereum to maybe 4,500 potential within the year, but honestly, December 23rd doesn't give much time before the year's up. It is kind of difficult to see it happening before then, but God, it's been a really aggravating thing for a lot of Ethereum holders. But I do emphasize, I do still feel strongly that Ethereum is going to be a contender in the market. It's going to hold its number 2 position. People that are trying to fade it say that it's going away, it's going to zero. They're wrong. It's a slower mover, a slower horse than the others in the stables here. Now, what do I do with this trade?
I don't know. It's going very well right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's going pretty well. I'm going to put a stop loss here. Let's see what the liquidity levels are. Got the trade in. It's up barely here. I mean, it looked like we got kind of green pastures here.
The RSIs are kind of flipping up.
Let's go on to a trading view. All right. So, because I knew where the liquidity level was, but now, why am I all the way down at $40,000? Let's go here. Let's look at what we're looking at. This is on the minute chart because we're crazy people. Let's see. Let's pull up the Fu Manchu side for B. We're on the minute time frame. Yeah. So, chaos on the 1 minute. Go to the 10 minute. Get out of my red dot. Ooh. Ugh. On the 15 minute. But we are getting the momentum waves to the lower side here. Honestly, like, because it, by all rights, could definitely go jackknife down to this level. It could totally go down to this level. So, looking at this, let's turn on the BitLab volume stack here. Trying to hang out right at this spot. Maybe I'll set my stop for right at about, I mean, honestly, it's looking all over the place. I just knew the liquidity level was there. Definitely looking sketchy here. I want to protect this one. I want to protect the shit out of this trade here. Just in cases. So what are we at? So we're at 98.49. My entry point is 98.55.
Yeah, mine's 98.56.
Is it?
Yeah, I got right above you.
I mean, and just so you know, I only trade with like a quarter of my bag. This is not a big trade. I think I put like, how much is it? $700 towards it.
That's fair.
Keeping it a little small. That's what she said. You know, I don't know. I mean, if we lose 98, that would be a pretty bad sign.
Looks like we're going to.
Think we're going to?
Think we're gonna? 98.2 right now.
On the daily. I just had to. I got to buy the dip. Look at this. You got these levels that'll likely hold down here at 96.4, but we're trading heavy. We're trading heavy. She's pulling back. Cardano just broke below $1. Ooh. Oh. She's going down.
Oh yeah, real down.
She's going down.
20% right now, baby.
I cut it short. I mean, no, it's fine. I'm just gonna put my liquidation level at like 97.5. I think I'll do that.
Okay.
I think I'll do that. Now, moving on. Solana captured 53% of global crypto users in November, surpassing all other chains combined. This is absolutely insane to see. Solana does look like it's trying to catch up pretty aggressively with Ethereum in terms of user adoption. And honestly, it's like for what the number 3 crypto is going to be, it's going to be, in my opinion, it's either Solana, Chainlink, or Avalanche. That's what I feel. Maybe I feel that way.
Yeah.
Like, look at the top. Let's look at the top 10. Let's look at the top. Because this is the $1 million question. This is literally the $1 million question. Which of these dark horses is going to be the number 3 crypto at the peak of the bull market? It's a tough one. Dogecoin with the Department of Government Efficiency coming in. You got Dono. Look at Dono's 90 cents though. Cardano's at 90 cents. Look at the pain. It's getting thick. It's getting heavy. We titled appropriately. That's great. Let's see here. Lido DAO down 19%. Holy cow. Pudgy Penguins Pengu token down 17%. Woo, howdy. Injective. One of the biggest losers. Part of my bag. Not great to see. Don't like seeing that. But you know what? We're probably going to survive, you guys. People ask me, like, is it time to sell everything? It's like, people always say it's time to sell everything at the literal worst time.
That's about right.
So, is their emotions get a hold of them, and then they start running for the hills. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Solana actually under $200?
Is Solana under $200?
I don't know.
Oh, no. No, it's not.
Well, it's not. Why'd you lie to me? You lied to my face.
Oh, dude, oh my God, it is.
Was it actually?
I said this is going to happen, and I got raked through the coals.
Okay, you didn't lie. I apologize.
See? You even disagreed with me. Unbelievable.
I did disagree with you on that.
Unbelievable. AVAX sub $40. These are buying opportunities for us.
Oh, yeah. I got a bunch of dry powder now.
Dude, what are we
about
buying, bro?
I don't know, but I'm about to hammer into a lot of different things, like 2-3 tokens most.
Well, all right. I know I need to build out my Solana ecosystem plays more. I know I need to do that for sure. What's this? I'm getting updates. Aether is down 10% today. I'm getting updates on my phone too as we're looking at the charts. Jupiter Exchange also had a Cloudflare warning, incorrectly marked the Jupiter Exchange site as a phishing site. They have verified that everything is working as intended, and the warning is safe to ignore and proceed. This is definitely FUD to add to the fire for Jupiter. I may want to buy more Jupiter. I might want to just buy more Jupiter. Jupiter's been one of the biggest ones to lose recently, is being overlooked. Let's see. It's 86 cents. Dude. Oh my God.
What's your average?
They were all done at 70 cents. I'm literally still in the green with it, even with this giant pullback. That's what happens when you're patient and you're stubborn about your entry points. So I'm at an average buy of 70 cents on it.
Take a look at my drift bag.
I might want to add more to this. Where's Aerodrome at? One of my other favorites. I'm just going shopping right now. You guys are going to have to bear with me. $1.55. What is this? We got some. Ooh, yeah. And this $1.55 mark, I was feeling that from that original Pump 2 moment. Go trading view. This is fun. This is so fun.
Drift is still above $1 too.
Man, I don't give up.
I give up.
I'm just huge. I care about drift. Okay?
I do.
Calm
It's
down.
one of my biggest
Put your
bags.
pennies out of the bunch.
No.
All right. Now, Aerodrome. What are we at? $1.50. This is original Pump 2 moment for Aerodrome. Definitely hoping that Aerodrome can hold this position. If I'm like backing up the truck again on it, it had to be around $1. The other, I've bought Aerodrome 3 times in total. Twice at 50 cents right here in this double booty formation. And then the original buy was at 18 cents when it first came out. So I'm a little greedy on my entry points for Aerodrome. Definitely, I hope it holds $1.55, but I don't feel like buying more unless it's $1.55. There is so much deals going on right now. I love this. All right, now we have this. The layer 2 from Kraken is rolling out. It looks like Kraken is rolling out their own layer 2 protocol, Inc. It's going to be the beginning of their journey to bridge the gap between users, builders, and DeFi. This is literally what I hear every single project say. Yeah. It's a little tiring, but what it is Kraken is an American-based exchange. It's one of the largest American-based exchanges. And I think that American-based exchanges are going to have the green light to operate with strong fruition over the next year or two with the return of the Trump orange one. He wants American innovation. He's going to be fostering these exchanges. This L2 from Kraken is likely going to succeed. Now, will it outpace Base? No, I don't think so. But there might be some good upside to find in the Inc. ecosystem, and I will definitely be paying attention. Now, this is from a Basement member, a Basement OG, highlighting this project, Aventa. Revolutionizing blockchain interactions with cutting-edge AI and Web3 solutions, seamlessly integrating the flagship EVM-based Aventa chain. I go over because I always judge things off of the price first and foremost. Maybe I'm rude by doing that, but honestly, if the chart looks like garbage, I'm probably not buying it.
Oh, yes, and speaking of charts, Bitcoin charts turn around big time.
Turning around big time?
Yeah.
Are we in the green or did we die?
We're in the green. I'm up 15% right now.
Now show me the trade. Show me the trade.
Let's show the trade real quick.
Give me the trade. Give me the trade. Give me the trade.
Give me the trade. Give me the trade. Bam.
All right.
12%. We're moving up, though.
All right. Well,
No,
maybe it's
I like
yeah, you know what? It's probably time to put that stop loss a little bit closer there, bud.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Here is Aventa chain. Now we did have a huge discount on this thing over the past like day. I've been watching this thing for a few days. The buddy of mine, what is his name? I think it's Fighting Fish. He has kept bringing it up to me. I might actually be interested on bidding just a touch of it if we do end up hitting this original pump 2 moment on Aventa chain. Seems like a pretty interesting project. They have locked liquidity at 394,000. Market cap currently at a $3 million market cap and a very violent mover to the upside. So kind of piquing my interest in terms of price velocity, and a big shout out to him. So now this. Chainlink with a patent with Nike. So Nike apparently has a patent built out for Chainlink interoperability. They can offer products through Nike through the sources of oracles, and they specifically mentioned Chainlink in this article here. They highlight the oracle here at the bottom with some furry in the patent here. Kind of crazy that they use like a furry looking person in a patent that's official like this.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Weird.
But you go down here, the background summary, it highlights, for example, through Chainlink blockchain protocol, in some configurations, the indication of an occurrence in the event that you may receive a blockchain oracle, such as implemented, for example, Chainlink. And this is just the beginning of the build out of the communication pathways that I simplify in a huge way. But this is Web 2 building a road to communicate with Web 3. And I look tired when I say that because I've said it for 100, like maybe 1,000 times. People always come to me, why are you bullish on Chainlink? Why? We need a road from the existing infrastructure of the internet to the next one that we're building out. It's just that simple. So shout out to Nike for realizing the main G in the crypto ecosystem. Now, reflect. This, we need to go see where the price is. RFL. We're going in, seeing where the price is, because I've been saying there's an AI agent on base. It's been highlighted by some of the best accounts that I follow, some of the deep dive accounts that I follow. Down 10% today. Do I have a discount? Hell yeah, I do. But you know what? This will probably go down to 23 cents. Maybe.
Possibly.
Maybe. I mean, it looks like it's trying to even out right here. It does look like it's trying to even out right here. This is a tough call. Maybe just a touch. Maybe I'll do like $100 or $200 just to get the willy wet.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then
Wet the noodle.
or the noodle.
RFL.
And then, I can look at it, maybe adding to it if it continues falling down. Gabby asking me about Aether. I definitely still hold the project. Let's check out its chart. Down 8% today. Got a notification. It's dying. It's over. Should I sell everything? People are so short-sighted. This is a clear and thick double bottom. That is a W pattern if I've ever seen one. Now, yes, the macro market, the Bitcoin market's pulling back. It makes sense that we see all these altcoins pulling back as well. But a very important level for Aether to hold is right at about 7 cents. So if it loses the 7 cent mark, I could see it going down to the 5.5 cent range, generally speaking. On the overall market cap, we're coming in at $400 million market cap. I don't expect the insane fireworks for Aether to hit until right around February or March of 2025. That's when the NVIDIA conference happens. As you saw in 2024, just the NVIDIA conference, everyone realizing how much advancements are happening in AI. But they're like, wait, we need data throughput capability, and they need distributed GPU systems to handle AI data. That's where you're going to see the render, the Aether. Those things are going to start to cook in that time frame. Don't expect fireworks before then, but I do treat each dip as a buying opportunity on Aether. Pretty excited to see it, what it's capable of. Another one that's on my mind to buy here is Akash. Akash is part of the Grayscale AI shill package. Barry Silbert, one of the best at moving markets here. We're seeing a pullback 11% today. We are seeing a discount like crazy. Akash, I bought it for $2 and it pumped like crazy. As I was like, hey, this is great. I bought it like $2.20. I'm such an asshole. How do I do this? Now it's falling back down. It's basically falling to the top end of this channel. About $3, I'm comfortable throwing a little bit of capital into a Kosh network. Yeah, and if, Bitcoin falls down to $90,000, you're probably going to see $2 Kosh again. But for the savages that know what's coming in the altcoin sector, that is nothing but a scratch. Now, this abstract chain, I'm highlighting on this show as well. We need to get involved with everything that we can on abstract chain as a potential airdrop coming out for this. This is rolling out from the Pudgy Penguin ecosystem developers. And Taco is really liking it. He's thinking that there's going to be something pretty big with it. So the testnet launched on July of this year. The mainnet is launching in January of next year. It's an L2 built on Ethereum aimed at consumer crypto chains. And it's got some of the top people in crypto on the team. We got Luca Nets in there. This thing's probably going to capture a lot of attention. So do not fade that one. Now, we're covering a lot of stuff.
I know. How many tabs have we got through?
Okay. That's my problem, not yours.
Fine.
This is a 0.4 Solana turned into $1 million in 19 hours off of unicorn fart dust.
Oh.
Someone thought, what was it, like $100?
Yeah.
With
just
worth
under $100.
of unicorn fart dust and turned it into $1 million.
It's like $89 in Sol.
Tell me magic's not real. Now tell me magic doesn't exist. Magicians are real. Wizards are real. Birds are not.
Fake internet money is also real.
Oh my God. So crazy. Shout out to that thing. God. Do I dare even look at the chart? Is there a buying opportunity on unicorn fart dust?
You want to do it just for shits and giggles?
I got to do it for the culture, Isaac. I don't know what I'm going to find when I go to Deck Screener and see this thing. Hey, just calm down, okay? Yeah. Pull the screen down. I don't know what I'm getting into here. Jesus. Kids these. Unicorn fart dust. Unicorn fart dust. Let's see here. Okay. What are we? Oh my God. It's at $160 million market cap now.
What was it at yesterday?
Bro, this thing was like 70 yesterday. It doubled. It doubled in a day. Even with a pullback like this. Insane. Is this the pullback we've all been waiting for?
Do we just hammer in? Forget the altcoins. Do we just
God.
hammer in unicorn fart dust?
Oh, no, bro. Oh, do I buy this token now?
It's going to go to $1 billion if we don't.
I mean, I got a little bit of Solana laying around in a Phantom Mall. I can't see the harm.
I have like $60 just chilling in my arculus.
Dude.
Which you can get for a 20% discount.
That's a good plug. That was a good plug right there.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was good. It's Christmas time. Run the ad. Let them know, but it's code BASE20. Get 20% off instead. Watch this ad. The Blockchain Basement is powered by Arculus. This is the world's leading crypto cold storage where you can easily secure, buy, swap, send, and receive all your crypto with a simple tap using 3-factor authentication to make sure to keep your assets safer than ever. Make sure to support the channel. Use code BASE10 and click the link down in the description to get your hands on your security today. Look at that handsome devil at the Barbados shorelines. I just got back. That's why I'm tan. You know what I mean? Oh man, do I buy unicorn fart dust? Why not?
Just for the culture.
You know,
for the culture, like $40 in unicorn fart dust. See what it does.
I'm gonna have to decide later. I mean, maybe we should leave it up to the chat. I mean, we're out of time. We'll leave it up to the chat though.
Yeah.
Real quick, chat. Spam the chat. I need answers. Yes, buy unicorn fart dust right now on the pullback. Probably go to 0. 2. No. Do as Bad Fox says, buy Bitcoin for my kids instead with the extra Solana. What say you? Spam the chat right now. I need to know immediately. Whoever's there.
1's yes, 2's no. Spam
it. That's why your wife is beating you in games. Who's winning today? Hold on. I got to see that. The daily competition. I don't think either one of us could be winning today. That's probably a pretty hard thing. Oh, look. Pi token is up by 0.73%. I am going to punch the developer of Pi token in his face. If I find out who developed this thing and I run into him, I'm going to hit him in the face.
Just going to clock him.
The biggest winner is actually the least loser of the day, which is Constellation, which means I win. Unless, let's go to her actual, because Parsec she bought and she forgot to put in her own portfolio here. Let's see what this looks like. Aha! Okay. Well, yeah, we're both
She wins.
kind of losers today, but that's the way it is. This is what they call buying the dip. Take advantage of the price action. 2. I see a lot of 2s.
They said no. We're not buying it, guys.
We're not buying it.
Oh well.
I can still cover it, though.
Chad has spoken.
I appreciate every single one of you for joining us on this immaculate show. I feel better. I feel like I got a lot of things off my chest. And I appreciate every single one of you for joining us on the show. I know he's an MIT developer, but is he ever going to roll out the blockchain? Fake. False. I have held hundreds of those tokens. I mined it for years. They have blue-balled me on rolling out the mainnet forever. Forever.
Oh well.
It's the most aggravating thing ever. Like, if it was real, I would have tens of thousands of dollars of coins that I mined. That's how I know it's not real, because I can't have nice things. Right? All right. Guys, love and appreciate all of you. Until next time, truth out.